Welcome, everybody. First ever Waylay Brigade podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we did do the the D&D thing, but that's not a podcast. Did we even post that?
Kind of what? They were live.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
They were streams, so not technically podcast. It depends on your definition of podcast.
But I mean, on top of that, I mean, we've recorded them. We can do it, but we're not because those are long, and that's for your use anyway. But more to the point, okay. The reason we waited so long to actually get this started is because we wanted the first one to be about one of our favorite series, and that was Borderlands 3. Ooh boy, we got a lot to unpack. Hey, would you hand me that right over there real quick?
Also, before we get started, this does go intensely into story, so there are spoilers here. So if for some reason you have not played 3 and want to not know the story beforehand, do not listen to this.
Yeah, there's going to be spoilers. But at the same time, the second DLC is announced and on its way, so that's on you.
We haven't played the first, so we need to get rolling.
Yeah. But DLCs typically aren't that long. We could probably bust it out faster than you think.
One day, maybe 2 tops, probably.
Yeah. So, alright. What did you guys think overall?
I love the graphics. I love playing the game. Like, I love the gameplay. I love the weapons. I love I love doing all that. But the story.
You know, okay. Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. Everything felt really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the beginning. The beginning felt almost like kind of jumping back into Borderlands 1.
Yeah, the style, the everything. Like, I loved the art style of it all because it felt like too.
Overall, I loved it. I loved the game. I really did. Everything felt so good. How many times have we played through that beginning already? My God, I must have done it 5 times in like one night just to.
Oh, in that moment you could actually climb up a wall.
Yeah, and the first time I got in, I was literally exploring everything. After my first little playthrough, I was just like, oh my God, there's just so many little things hidden here that there really didn't need to be.
No.
And it was nice, and I'm sure there's so much we missed.
Oh yeah.
Going through.
Oh yeah. Especially towards the end, because we were really just trying to push it to get.
But we were still being thorough. But yeah, no, there's just so many little nooks and crannies. I mean, how many chests did each and any one of us find that the other was just like, where the fuck did you find that? And I don't know, I just started climbing shit. Like, overall, everything felt really, really solid. Now, I will say there are some a major complaint I've seen is menus. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't really care about the menu UIs or anything like that. That shit's petty to me.
The only thing that bothers me about the menu is every time you go into the abilities thing, it takes a minute to because you have the animation. Like, I wouldn't mind if you could have the option to turn off that animation just so the menu could load up faster.
That was
my
only complaint. Like, my complaint about the menu was straight up just sometimes it didn't feel like it wanted to work with me. Mm-hmm. And for no reason. It just felt weird. But everything still looked fine to me. I didn't have any problems with it. But that's me. I consider little things like UI to be nitpicky unless it's god awful.
Yeah, it's unplayable.
Yeah, to navigate. And I mean god awful. Like, you have to push left bumper, right bumper, up, down, and then you can move it. Like, that shit infuriates me. Mm-hmm. If it just looks funky, what the fuck ever, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
It's style at that point.
Yeah, it's style, and it's gonna count, right?
Another thing I dislike. We played online together. And so we would have problems of lag, cutting
connection,
out,
bandwidth, all that. Yes. Because 2 of us are playing from one house.
Yes.
So and that can lead to issues.
The other 2 were their own, and so...
You know, that's something that is a very valuable thing. I miss local area network.
Yeah.
That shit was nice.
It was.
And I wish games would bring it back. Even as just a side option, because Borderlands 2 had it initially, and oh my God, if that wasn't some of the best fucking gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Because it was smooth, it was
crashed
seamless.
playing for much more hours than we should have.
Yeah, like, oh my God. Bring back local area network, for the love of gods. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and give it a little overall. Everybody mentioned gameplay, and hell yeah. Let's talk about some of that gameplay, okay? Gunplay.
Oh god, the guns are fucking amazing.
I loved the gunplay.
Dude, options, the fucking Velad off, switching off, like...
The way everything felt and the way everything looked, how your characters handled all of it. Like, I can't tell you just how many times you'd get different kinds of Vlad offs, like you were saying. Yeah. And some of them were just as simple as push the button and it's like the whole thing just shifts over and it looks so beautiful and so good. Or some of them that were just like pop, pop, and you like rotate it a different way, and it was just like every little gun felt so nice and detailed,
individualized,
and that is such an amazing feat considering that all of these guns are based around different kinds of other guns and manufacturers all plastered together. So the fact that it all worked so well and so seamlessly in first person was fantastic. Okay, just the gunplay in general. I don't know if there was a single gun that I was just Maliwan. Except for Malawans. Malawans were kind of janky to use.
Yeah, Malawan's always been kind of a meh for me, just because I was never the elemental guy.
Yeah, but
I didn't have any problems. Malawan, especially.
I'm talking about the charge up stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, I hate anything with a charge.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that probably got a lot of people, is like you have to kind of like zzz, and then fire. Yeah. And that's when you're in the heat of a moment, having to do that is kind of funky.
Especially some of the things you were fighting in there, like.
Which it could be nice for some instances, like you said, but boss fights probably not as big of an issue. A whole bunch of little guys. Well, by the time you sat there, you charged up your Malawan. Guess what? Your little buddy over there with the Jacobs just went and done.
Or Vlad off.
Or Vlad off. Or rockets.
Sent so much iron down or whatever down the road that just shred everything.
And heaven help you if you had a Mose, because grenades everywhere.
Oh, dude, that's my build for Mose, and it's fucking amazing. She's actually, her and Amar are actually fighting for my favorite character in the entire game.
Yeah, no, watching Chaos play, and literally just every encounter was just like crazy explosions everywhere. But I don't know. One thing I can say is that no gun felt as good to use as Jacobs in general.
Oh,
I don't know why, I don't know how, but their Jacobs guns just felt so good.
Jacobs was good, although I will say it's not everyone's favorite, but Dahl really like speaks to me.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, no, you're right on. Dahl,
like, in this one, Dahl really felt like Destiny Scout rifles. Like, it actually felt like a good semi-automatic.
See, I never even found a really good semi-automatic. I barely found Dahl SMGs.
Well, I have a Dahl right now on one of my characters. It's a really good semi-automatic.
The majority of the Dahl guns I played with, you're right, they felt phenomenal to use. Even though they weren't, most of the ones I got didn't stand out, they felt good to use. And I think that's important whenever you're doing and messing with FPS and shooters in general. If it doesn't feel good, it's not going to play good.
That's the thing. Dahl's not one of the crazier companies. They're the more like, oh, you're a soldier in the muck and everything. You want a gun that will work for you all the time, like in real life, the AK-47. Then, yeah, to go with Dahl.
Yeah, it felt great. I loved it. Like I said, I have a really hard time. Even the Cult of the Vault weapons.
Oh yeah, no.
Those were
those were.
Initially, I thought I was going to hate those guns, but there was actually one legendary I used like almost the whole game of the Cult of the Vault.
They were so quirky and so fun. I loved them. Like, I loved them. I just kept getting things that were just better.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Atlas.
I had one Cult of the Vault. It was a pistol, and I absolutely loved it.
Was it the one that fired really quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that one.
Fucking,
See, I had I used a lot of Atlas weapons, and they worked. They worked so well. They shouldn't have.
What did you think of the charms? I thought they were
little
cute.
weapon trinkets?
Yes.
They're neat.
They were fun. I mean,
they're neat, but I guess it's just a little bit of customization.
Like, it doesn't make the break the game.
Oh,
like,
no.
I think they really only added that just because so many games have that now.
It's just a nice little piece of customization. Even Monster Hunter World has those now.
Yep.
Well, now.
But more customization's not bad. Yeah. Speaking customization, I did like that. I like that all of our heroes got different skins, and each and one of those skins was customizable to other degrees.
Oh, yeah.
So that was actually pretty stinking neat.
Yeah, no, because I did that with Black, and at first I just had the base and the spider, because that's one the spider ant looked really cool. But then whenever I changed my skin and it just changed her completely too. I love that too. For Flack. So you changed him, but you're changing your pets.
Yeah.
And it's just like
that. A lot of that was so stinking cool.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Because with Moe's, whenever you change her skin, it changes Iron Bear's skin as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, and it's like the customization of the colors is amazing because like that Amara ectoplasm skin I used, it's purple and pink initially, but I changed around the color to where it was my trademark green and black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I used for
really
most of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Just moving on. What about skill trees?
I thought the skill trees were pretty solid. I mean,
I had
Amara's, I'm like kind of haven't really decided a thing, but Moses, boom, 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 boom.
I think, from what I heard and read online, some of the skill trees feel really. They feel what?
He's stretching.
Oh, they feel very. Some of them feel lackluster compared to others. Like there are definitely best in slot builds that way overdid everything else. What?
It's Discord.
Oh, but yeah, like Flak, for instance, everybody did the invisible ability because it just demolished everything. Moe's, everybody did the grenade ability, partially because, and that's another flaw that I think probably should be addressed and talked about, is the fact that the pets in some of the more harder difficulties just don't cut it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like,
And some
you
people
should have them to the degree where you can have them in a big fight, and they're not just gonna go down every 5 seconds and be a hassle.
And see, I haven't gotten that far with Moe's yet, but a lot of people were saying that Iron Bear in some of the harder difficulties and later game, it was literally just an oh shit button, let me get out of this real quick, because Iron Bear would literally be summoned and dead within that same, like, you jump in, it's dead. Like, that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And so there is something there, but that's the harder difficulties, that's extremely late game.
Oh, and you remember in Borderlands 2, eventually everyone got to a point where they all had to use Salvador because it is IMO regen, health regen, and all that stuff once they got to a certain point.
Yeah, or Krieg's Blood Explosion build, because the way that worked. No. Blood Explosion was like, you kill one enemy with melee or something like that, and it just... if it kills an enemy, they explode, and the damage keeps up and up and up and for every one you do. And so he got really powerful that way, but I mean, a lot of people say the builds were extremely limited.
Yeah.
And it seems kind of like they're a little limited here, but I'm not talking about that. They were fun.
Yeah.
Whenever I played with Flak and I did a little teleporty thing, I don't know why, but that was fun as hell to send my little monkey dude just go over there. And bam, and everything's like, what the fuck? And start shooting at it, and it just explodes, and everything felt so cool. So even, I know you used your racks a lot.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love my racks. And
there
then
were
I
racks
had
everywhere.
I used my racks, and I could just generate them. I didn't use grenades. I used my racks. Because not only did they deal damage, but I had it to where it would heal. And not just me, but it would heal you guys as a party. So I was like, okay.
I played Zane, and his abilities felt interesting. They were definitely something else. Like, he was
the tricky one.
He was tricky. He was a lot more tricky than I thought he was going to be jumping into it at first, because a lot of his stuff is based on kill skills and movement, and they have ways to mitigate that, like activating the skill, skill activates your kill skills, which is really fucking powerful. So there's like little things like that you had to build him up and keep moving. He was
a little bit.
In my personal opinion, probably. He was fairly complicated because unless you were moving 100% of the time, at least the way I built him, your damage was reduced. If you didn't have your skills out, you weren't putting out as much damage as, say, Flak or Amara or Moe's, who could literally just do bam amounts of damage.
Oh yeah, nuclear explosions.
And then I got it to where like I did had increased chance of crits and then increased damage on those crits.
Yeah, see, Zane doesn't get that.
Yeah.
All of his stuff was revolved around movement or kill skills.
He seemed like more the utilitarian.
But damn, if you can get it going, he can do some boss-ass damage.
Yeah.
He was fun. I loved playing him, and I really wanted to do that because of the whole gameplay elements we had of how the mobility was. Usually I play the sniper. But I felt like going into this game as the stand-back sniper and popping people from 50, 100 yards away would really diminish the quality of movement and action that they put in.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to be fully on in there.
I know Flak is supposed to be more the sniper, but I didn't.
He still plays any way
yeah.
too.
I know a bunch of people use that invisible skill and then shotgun.
Yeah. It was
I
an
didn't
absolute.
even touch that. Like, I don't even think I went into that tree. So I built my character so different from how everybody else builds Flak.
So, what did everybody think about loot?
I thought loot. Well, I was gonna say great, but
How do we like the new system?
I like that they have a thing where you can, if you miss picking up something, you could get it, you know. I wish maybe you could have a little more than 10.
Can't upgrade it.
I think 10 is max.
I thought 10 was base.
I think Billy said 10 was max.
Yeah,
Was it?
Yeah. 10 is max, so you can only have 10 guns.
Shit, it felt like so much more than
Although
that.
the whole, like, you know, you get your own loot thing I loved because,
Yes.
like, don't get me wrong, we never really had a problem whenever we did it because we all had our own thing. Like, Tasha was Maya, so she had element. I was Axton, so I did assault rifles and things and shotguns. And you were the sniper, so you did sniper rifles. So we didn't really have a problem. But with how varied you could be with the new characters, it was nice to be able to get all your own guns.
You're right. I feel like it would have been a problem. I will say, because of the new system they had, which is not a new system, but new for Borderlands, you know, the whole self-side loot, I felt like I was drowning.
Oh, yeah.
Drowning in the
in loot.
guns. Like it's usually not like before in 2, 3, or in 2 pre-sequel 1. You know, it was one of those cases where like there was so much, but you're right. We always split it apart, and it was just like, okay, who needs money? This one was just like, oh my god, which I can understand because the storage deck upgrades.
Yeah, those get expensive.
Darn,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are expensive. But speaking of loot, anybody find any legendaries that they absolutely went gaga for?
That's Cult of the Vault pistol that me and Tasha were talking about. I fucking love
That one was a story
gun.
mission, wasn't it?
No, it was one I got somewhere else.
Oh, I was
I
about
don't
to say.
remember how
It was in
got
that string of multi legendaries I was getting that you were about ready to cut my throat off. Because
I do remember we all got a Cult of the Vault that was basically infinite shots. It would not break unless it hit like something like 600 shots or something like that.
Yes.
A god awful number.
Oh.
I remember that one. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I loved the Flacker.
I didn't get to play with that one. So
It subverted my expectations. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I always give it a shot. What's it gonna hurt? So I start firing into things, and all of a sudden, just big ass explosions, literally all everywhere, and I just watched things melt.
Yeah.
It felt fun to use.
I wish I could remember the one that I was using. I believe it was some kind of assault rifle legendary, and I used it for a long time. And I really liked it, but I cannot think of it. I kept it in my vault.
There
It
were
was
several.
low level.
There were several that I was just like, man, this feels really fun. This
yeah.
feels
I
good.
will
The
never get rid of
Scourge.
the one that Maya gave us.
The Cloud Kill.
Yeah, that one.
That one was cool. I know you used that one for a while.
I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but I did sell it.
I did not. I will.
I haven't sold it yet. I'll sell it whenever I get a max level version.
Yeah.
You know, some of the uniques were cool too. I remember the Omni Loader. That thing was pretty slick. You know, the reload it and reloads everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was perfect for Zane. That shit went so well.
Something that was perfect for Moe's, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Ogre or something, but it's a green assault rifle that fires rockets, and it's a fucking Gatling gun.
Oh jeez.
So it's literally like
That's slick.
assault rifle. So all my explosion shit went into it.
Oh wow.
So it was like the perfect gun for Moe's.
No, that sounds like a really cool. Like, there's so many good. And what about that? Oh, I can't even remember what it was called. But it was that one revolver where, you know, to reload it, he was like, and did a magic trick.
Oh,
That one was fun to play. Like, that goes back to what we were talking about with the gunplay, and all the guns felt so good. And the last thing I have here for gameplay is, let's talk about those boss battles, shall we?
The boss battles in this were amazing. I think they might be my favorite boss battles out of all the games.
I really like the tree thing.
Grave Ward.
Yeah.
No, Grave War was my vote for favorite as well.
Yeah.
They were all so good. Like, visually, mechanically, they were actually involved. I think that's the part that really makes me love them. Is even from things like, what was his name? Kill Switch? Kilovolt?
Yeah.
Kilovolt? The mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Dude, that battle was freaking sick, and that was so early in the game, and just it sets up really well to what you're having to like prepare for and deal with. Just watching out everywhere, something is going to happen. Grave Ward, where he's literally tilting the slab you're standing on. It's just like, oh my god, this is cool. Tyrene, Troy, they were fucking awesome. Bullet hell out the ass, but
that's the only thing I liked about them.
They were great boss battles. Shitty characters, great boss battles. Like even the oh my god, who are they? The magician dudes.
Penn and Teller, but they're Pain and Terror.
Yeah, Pain and Terror. Their boss battle with the big ass skull.
Like, no, dude, that was fucking amazing.
All of it
I
was.
love that
like,
battle.
I don't think there was a boss battle one that I walked away from feeling, you know?
Yeah. The only boss battles I think in the series that could go up against that would be the final battle from pre-sequel with the giant guardian.
That was an intense fucking fight.
Yeah.
That was amazing. But you know, I'll give bonus points to for being like, oh, by the way, the warrior, big ass fucking rock.
Oh
dragon.
yeah, no, the warrior fight is fucking amazing.
That was cool. It was cool, but there's not much to it.
Yeah, no, again, it's one of those things where it's like he jumps out of the lava, you shoot a certain point, and then.
Well, they also didn't give you too much in the way of cover either.
Yeah.
And that was the part that sucked about that. Whereas in these, they gave you stuff like maybe not cover, but they gave you shit to avoid.
Yeah, well, and it's like in that robot fight we talked about. It's like, yeah, you could maybe try for cover, but if you stand in one place for too long, then the floor is like, fire or electric. Or you have to be on your toes. You're not just watching the boss. You're watching the.
I was thinking about that today, and that's good. I love video games that make it difficult by testing you, not by let's turn that number up and turn your number down. Now, congratulations, you have to shoot it 700 more times, and don't get hit. That's not difficulty, that's tedium and annoying. I love shit like these boss battles where you're periodically having to be like, oh crap, okay. Should I damage or should I focus? Nope, avoid. I will say, immunity phases suck ass.
They do.
That's my pet peeve when it comes to boss battles. Speaking of characters, because boss battles lead into characters, and I feel we should talk about that before we talk about the story overall. Our personality for the heroes we get to play, I don't think there's a single one of them that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, hearing them all talk.
Yeah. Like Flack was entertaining as hell. Zane had me rolling every freaking encounter. Just his quips, his responses to NPCs, everything he ever said just had me like giggling like the little idiot I am.
Interesting to see Amara being more peacenik than you would think she would be.
Yeah.
But it actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, she's all about that.
Because of the culture that she's from and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
you should try chai tea more.
Yeah, but I love their personalities, at least the bits we got to see from them. Now, inverse of that. Now, you know what, let's stay on the good roll. I think the new characters they introduced, Bar 1, were phenomenal.
Oh, dude, yeah. Some of my favorite side characters of all time.
Yeah, the girl at the beginning, loved her. Okay? The entire time she's bitching about coffee.
Yeah. Whenever you have a character just talking about I don't know if that's the right word, but inane stuff like that, like, you're in a battlefield and you're talking about coffee. That should be tedious, but it's not. And that's what I love about Borderlands is it takes common crap like that and makes it fun and exciting.
Yeah, it was great, and just her overall character being just pretty boss ass and badass too. Like she had those funny moments, but she also had those times where she cracked down and you found her and she was like, for the people.
Yeah.
We need to help these people.
Yeah.
Reese, honestly, I know a lot of people loved him, but one of my least favorite in this one.
I didn't hate him, but it was just kind of
maybe it was a Tales
from
from
he was a bunch of the easy jokes.
Yeah. But maybe that was... I haven't played Tales of the Borderlands yet. It's been on my list, but time. And... I don't know. Maybe that was his personality and that was the way he worked, but it sounded like he had some boss-ass fucking choices and shit happening in his game.
Oh, there was. I've watched it and played a bit of it, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin it for you. Yeah, there's some stuff that happens in It's pretty
intense.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, and in this, you're right. It felt like easy jokes, and just kind of like lame. Like
he kind of have a mustache or not.
He drug the mustache on thing too long.
Yeah. Rules of 3, people. Whenever it comes to comedy, rules of 3.
Don't overdo it. If that's the one thing they got, fix it.
Yeah.
That's because that can't be all. Like, I know Claptrap's thing is he's annoying, but that's a very vague thing. It's not like Reese has a mustache.
And it's like you'd think it would be vague, but it's actually more specific than
it is. It's literally Reese has a mustache.
Yeah.
That's his joke. That's the shtick. And he's talking about it all the time, and people are talking about it all the time.
It's like, come
After
on.
about the 5th, 6th time, I was just like, okay, there's got to be something else here. Stop going for this easy fruit.
And his thing.
Yeah, like, but Jesus, and then, oh my God, the entirety of Eden 6.
Oh, dude, Eden 6, favorite planet probably.
The characters on that planet I love to death. Jacobs has my heart.
Jacobs is my favorite company of all of them.
My favorite company, one of my favorite characters because he was straightforward. He's like, this is what we do.
Yep.
And he's not being a dick about it. Like, a character in this hellscape of Borderlands is just like, nope, I'm holding on to my integrity. I'm like, fucking love that.
Yeah.
Now, I want to put this out there. I am not anti-homosexuality at all. I do feel they may have went just a touch heavy-handed on the lovey-doveyness between Hammerlock and Jacobs.
I could see that.
Like, just a touch. I get that they're a couple. I love that they're a couple.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite couples.
But I don't need every interaction between them to me to include, oh, my love, my dear, my sweet. Like, tone it back.
That's it, and that's something I have a problem with in a lot of media.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck what kind. Like, lovey-dovey shit has its place in time.
During trying to take care of a crisis like we were, them trying to open these vaults and get more power, that's not the time for that.
Like, they had good times. Like I said, I do feel it just came on just a touch heavy-handed. Just a bit. I still, I love them as a couple.
Yeah, no, I can't wait
so
to go
happy.
to their
I
wedding
love-
and the DLC.
Yeah, the second DLC, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I
love
absolutely.
the gun for the proposal. That was so cute.
Yeah, like, that was so good.
Yeah.
I loved everything about them. They were such a great and wholesome coupling and character.
So glad Hammerlock found a good man.
Yes.
Yeah. I fucking adore it. Just
especially after having a bitch of a sister.
always learn to dial it back.
Yep.
Because there is such a thing as too much in all things. Speaking of sister, holy shit.
His sister is fucking twisted.
Once again, this is kind of tangent off that one rant of, less is more sometimes. If I lost count of how many times they called her a harpy.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I really wish they would have done more writing like they did with that one echo that I told you about, where they talked about the lizard. And anyone who's heard that echo will know what the heck I'm saying just by saying the lizard.
Yeah, no, that shit's
Yeah,
fucked up.
Yeah, and it just gave her character such presence, such explanation, and such a little. That's one of my favorite things about this story, is like the actual story part.
Yeah.
Is the echoes, like the side story shit.
Oh my god, the echoes were
Because it's
so
what we
good.
wanted, the explanations of all of the previous characters. Because you could play as her in the pre-sequel. So if that was your favorite character, you might have been pissed that she got, killed off.
I was so happy, like, to find any and all echoes. They were so good.
Yeah, no, the echoes were amazing. Like, that's what I want from story.
Aurelia's boss battle, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was getting maybe that's just me, but super repetitiveness starts to tick on me just a touch.
Yeah, rules of 3 people.
And after about, once again, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th time they said harpy, I was like, find a new word.
I think that it's because they were trying to push that southern accent thing really hard.
Yeah. But...
And not our southern accent, like that deep Georgia accent.
Yeah.
But she was a fun fight. She was a nice character to have in there.
Oh yeah, no, when you need a villain, she's a fucking...
Yeah, she's
she was pretty spot on from her things.
Like, I think she would have been a
pre-sequel.
better main villain than that.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Those new characters right there, Ice-T's characters, Balex.
Dude.
Oh, I love
him.
Bayless.
He rocked it. I loved him a lot more than I thought
the
he
side
would.
characters rock it. Like,
Yeah. He nailed it. You could have told me he would have been in it. I would have been like, nah. But the way he handled it all, it felt good. I love Balix. Maurice was fun. All the little characters were fun. Now let's talk about our 3 most hated characters, shall we? Okay. Let's start from number 3, Troy. As much as I hate him, I like him. Because he was dealt the shit hand.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in several ways. Okay, he was a conjoined twin. He's a leech. Otherwise, he'll literally die. There's so much wrong, but he's...
But as soon as he got that power, oh god, did he let that go to his head.
He was still an annoying-ass character.
Oh,
and you know what?
But I think that's what they were going for. But I think they went a little... Again, they could have cranked it back a bit.
Yeah.
They could have played into that more sinister, serious, instead of the, we got our 500 millionth follower.
I think they were taking a stab at, this kind of thing.
Us?
Yes.
Yeah. Which, I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I feel like it should have been like, it was that way in the beginning, but as the game goes on and progresses, you feel like it reveals more and they become more sinister and like their real self appears. But they were just...
They were just that way throughout the whole thing, yeah.
The way they did handle Troy and the way he started being kind of like Queen, just the little things like that. That's why I love Troy a lot more than the other 2 characters, because he actually started to come into his own. Like, he was still a shitty person, and he wasn't the best character. And how you fucking follow Handsome Jack?
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that I'm trying to say is in the fact that it's like, going into this game, I'm just like, it's not going to be Handsome Jack, and they shouldn't try to make another Handsome Jack.
No.
Yeah, like, he is hands down one of my top villains, period. I find it really hard to find one that really makes me go, God damn.
Yeah.
Because he had everything you needed for a good villain. Backstory, tragedy, relatability, and at the same time...
He believes he's the hero.
He believes he's the hero wholeheartedly, but... it's so hard to follow such a good villain like that with anything.
Yeah.
But the Calypsos, I felt, were just kind of... they fell a little short.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, and, with the whole introduction of being Typhon's kids at the end.
Yeah.
Like...
What the fuck did Typhon do to them?
Nothing.
Yeah.
They're just fucked up.
He told us what he did, and,
He did his best. He was a loving father.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't.
I know you can't control your kids. They're going to be their own people, but damn.
And she looked up at the stars, just like, I want them. And that was about the gist of it. Like,
I want everything.
But that's part of the problem, because we had Handsome Jack, okay, who had a siren child, and what drove him to be the bad guy is the siren going nuts and killing his wife.
Well, she didn't go nuts though. She was trying to...
Yes and no, but she didn't go nuts, but at the
her.
same time, bad shit happened,
Yeah, bad shit happened, and she killed her mom in an accident.
Yes. And how fucked up that made her.
Yeah.
Because not only is he terrified of his own child, he just lost the love of his life, and he was about to lose them all anyway. It broke him. That's understandable. That's what makes him a good villain, because you can look at that point and watch where his spirit dies. With Troy and Tyrene, literally, in the echoes, was just like, she looked up at the stars, was like, I want them. And that's it. She's nuts.
Yeah, I think if Typhon even did, take them on adventures and stuff like that and show them the universe, I think it would have been the same results.
Yeah.
She would have seen them all and been like, oh, these are all shall be mine.
Now, if they had done anything with it, maybe tied it into the way her powers work, I could have been like, okay, you know what, I get that. But they just didn't. She's selfish and mean.
Yeah.
That's it. She's just mean.
Sometimes you can be the best parent in the world and you can do what you think is right and stuff like that. And sometimes they'll just still turn out like evil, maniacal shitbags.
Kids can be shitheads.
Yeah. Kids are wired.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the absolute worst character in this game.
Ava.
Oh god.
I can't. Where do I begin? Where do I fucking begin?
With 2 words. Mary Sue. Out the ass.
I wouldn't even call her a Mary Sue. I would call her...
She will be eventually. Mark my words.
Yeah, I will call her a fanfic sweat dream.
Yes, exactly.
Because this is very, like you've said before, you go ahead. I'm not going to steal your credit.
For which one? Because I've said a lot of shit.
The she feels like a fan.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, she feels like you go on to fanfiction.net, you go into the Borderlands section, and there's a story called Ava, the new siren. Like, she is basically the quintessential hey, we have this character that we like.
Self-insert?
Yes, self-insert. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the pet story project of someone and it got driven into it. Like, and this will go into the whole, like, you know, by the end, like, in the beginning it felt like it was the new Vault Hunters world, like it did in 2. Like, these new Vault Hunters are going to take up the mantle and, you know, they're going to continue the fight and, you know, search for the vaults. But no, it's the fucking Sirens game now. Like, don't get me wrong, Sirens are an important part of the Borderlands story. But in the end, whenever it's like, we're not the ones in the saving the world, it's literally all the Sirens doing all this shit.
We're just a fucking pawn.
Yeah, no, and I didn't know if we wanted to bring that up yet, if we were at that part yet.
No, I mean, you brought it up, so we'll address that here in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still on Ava. Okay, yeah, she feels like a self-insert.
Yes, and they shouldn't have fucking ever introduced her. They could have put Maya in her place. They should have never killed her. She had a good story, she had a good base, and she wasn't forced. This was so fucking forced. And they killed her off just for it.
Yeah, you're right. You bring up a very good point that just made me think about this. Maya was doing so much research into Siren shit.
Yes!
And she was the primo leader at this point of Siren knowledge because of lost text she has been discovered and been studying.
Yeah, if they were going to go with the whole Lilith, like, you know, sacrificing herself to save the universe type thing, they should have just had Maya do everything that Ava was going to do and fucking make her the commander.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't even mind that they had Ava, but Ava's character pissed me off.
Yeah, she is the Padawan. She needs to be the fucking Padawan. She's not the master.
And, you know, there's so much that she just fucked up. Maya's death.
Yeah.
I know that's such a sore... And that ever since that part of the game, I will admit, I was kind of sour.
Yeah.
I found it very...
distasteful.
Hard.
Oh, and it's really hard for Foxy because Maya was her girl. Like,
that
was her character.
And she... You know what? And once again, let's go back to 2. Okay? Whenever they killed off Bloodwing, whenever they killed off Roland, 2 beloved old characters...
Oh, yeah. No, I was fucking
They
livid.
fucking did that with fucking gusto.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because they make it to where you think you might have a chance of bringing Bloodwing back. And then he just fucking
snatched it right out.
And that's one of those things that really makes it show how fucked up Jack is.
Was, yeah.
And then Roland.
Yep.
Perfect instance again of just sneak attack. Bam. Like, I told you not to interfere. Grabs Lilith. Gone.
Yeah, and that's, bam, right quick. Like, you can make the argument that the Vault Hunters really couldn't do anything because it was too fast.
Yeah. And he just fucking nabbed a Siren like it was nobody's business.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. This guy showed up, said, I don't fuck around, and left. We have Troy, who at the point is still a literal leech.
Yeah.
And he just shows up. And for some godforsaken reason, somehow Ava got off the ship, despite being told, don't leave.
Yeah.
How hard is it for somebody to stand at that fast travel station and be like, fuck off?
Yeah, how the hell did you get by Ellie?
Well, because Ellie's fucking fixing the ship.
Yeah, but still, like, and it's a fucking trope I hate. It's like the young person disregards the orders of the older person
It is
and then
so
fucks stuff up.
overused. It is so overused. I'm so tired of it because it's old. Like, how many times do we have to have somebody not listen to people who have been
doing this
live and death situations against people who fought and killed literal dragons, literal creatures of fucking myth, saying, listen to me when I say, don't fucking do this. Okay?
Yeah, but she was, you know, that kid.
She was rebellious and she knows better, but...
She don't.
Okay?
I know.
Maya should have bitch slapped her back to fucking Bangkok. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't even know if Bangkok exists in there.
Oh, wait, no, Lilith in our part.
It doesn't fucking matter. Lilith should have done it too.
Yeah,
they should have literally just...
She should have said no.
Like, how hard would it have been to be like, toss her in, lock her door, and be like, fucking stay there for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay? The adults are talking. That pissed me off. Lilith, her entire fucking attitude over everything, was so unlike a commander that I really struggled to find why they called her commander. Okay? Whenever Maya comes up on the ship, is like, hey, what happened to your tattoos? I don't want to talk about it. No.
You need to fucking tell her
a siren
everything.
that's missing your siren tattoos. Fucking tell the other siren about it right now. That way she doesn't have the same fucking thing happen to her.
And the same thing fucking happened to her, except she died.
Yeah,
Except
he leached her completely.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Why is Maya, who has one of the bossest ass fucking siren powers ever, engaging in hand to hand?
Because she said so in the second game.
Yeah. Why is she engaging hand to hand? She can literally phase lock him up and be like, shoot him. Mm-hmm. And he can't do shit. Why is she going in hand to hand? Why is any of our characters doing shit hand to hand? Except maybe Amara.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that's
Amara
understandable.
should definitely be hand to
Amara can go hand to hand to hand to hand. More if I do my boom.
Ad infinitum.
Yeah.
and just like that, and then all of a sudden she's dead. Like, nobody, hey, Maya, don't touch them. Why? They'll suck you dry. Ooh. Kill you.
Ooh.
She had the worst death.
Yeah, it was the most preventable death at that. They messed that up strictly just so they could have a shock moment, shock factor, and to fucking self-insert Ava as some higher power.
You know, I was worried they were going to do something kind of like that because when Maya said, I know she's going to be a siren, it's like, so who's going to die?
Yeah. You know what? I love Tannis in this one.
Yes!
Yeah.
She felt good. If anyone deserved to be a siren, it was her. I loved it.
And then she got the good, like, I feel Angel's siren powers were very, very good for Tannis. Like, they fit her so well.
Yeah. But, and then, once we get to the end, Lilith gets her powers back. Yay!
Yay!
She's teleporting the moon away. Yay! Ava, you're in charge now.
Yay!
Fuck you!
No! You don't
I
do
was
that
being
with a
sarcastic,
kid.
but yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying to Ava and the whole decision there.
Fuck you.
You. Okay? There's so many different people on
Could
that
have been
ship.
Tannis. Like, I would take Tannis over Ava, and Tannis is fucking nuts.
I would say Tannis would be a shitty commander because she would. She can't handle stressful social situations.
Yeah.
Ellie?
Oh, yeah.
I would
Ellie
follow
would've been
Ellie
amazing.
into battle 5 times over. Fuck, put Moxie in charge.
Oh,
okay?
shit!
It's not like we don't have people who were capable of leading this army.
Yeah.
Or rebel group, whatever you want to call them. But for...
Plus, Ellie would have been perfect, because, like, all she needs to do is stay on the ship and, command. That's what a commander does.
Yeah, and she's got the gusto to do it. She will get shit done.
Yeah.
She is a great character. Ellie was one of my favorite characters reintroduced from 2.
Yeah.
I loved her more in this one than I ever did in 2. And I loved her in 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was great.
Yeah, no.
Holy shit. Awesome. And for all of that just to be like, oh, Ava. No.
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 She's a child who doesn't even know how to use her siren powers.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Oh, she doesn't know how to use her siren powers. She has no experience in any kind of this. She was a thief. She was a sneak thief.
Yep.
And she was
She is
rebellious
not
and wouldn't
commander
listen.
material
No.
at all. And for Lilith just to be like, hey kid,
You're in
it's up
charge.
to you now. That pissed me off to a level I didn't realize I could be pissed at the Borderlands
Oh,
series.
yeah, because it totally just disregarded us as players. It's just like, you're not a part of the story anymore. This is their story, not yours.
Like, they could... You know what? That would have been a perfect time to bring in some of the old characters.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like, well, who's going to lead us now? And you see Axton step up. A fucking soldier.
Yeah.
Okay? Or maybe even one of the other... Like, Maya.
Yeah. Maya, like I said, Maya was actually, like, if we could literally have anybody and change the history of this game, I believe Maya should have become the new commander.
Yeah, because if anything, Maya's even more level-headed than Lilith.
Yeah, more level-headed, and too, like you said, she has more siren knowledge.
Yeah.
So she could have done that and continued and used the ship to continue her research across the universe of sirens and the vaults.
There was just... That whole ordeal was so shitty.
It was a shit story.
And they could have kept Ava. Like, Ava could have been an okay character.
She could have been a character that started off as shitty and then developed into a good character.
Yeah.
But no, she started off shitty and then they forced greatness on her.
Yeah.
Just like that, relatively.
I say she still stayed shitty, even though they forced greatness on her. She's still
Well,
shitty.
she's not shitty because magically they wrote her not to be now. And there was no actual real development there besides Maya died.
Yeah.
And then right after that, she's blaming Lilith. She's blaming everybody. And can we just speak about that now?
Mm-hmm.
The cutscenes. You were bringing it up earlier.
Yeah, no. The cutscene where Maya died, what really pissed me off about that was the fact that like he was holding her for like fucking minutes upon minutes upon minutes upon minutes. And it just kind of pisses me off from like a real world perspective, because I'm just like, there's like plenty of seconds here where she could have literally done anything to get out of this, just from like a self-defense perspective.
Yeah, and obviously she knows combat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously she's gonna fucking know combat.
And it's like, I know she's getting her power sucked away, but at the same time, it's like, you're getting your power sucked away. It's not like, 100 to 0 in a second. It's like, maybe 99, 95. Like, you still got most of your power. Fucking boom this bastard. I've seen you do it earlier in the game.
Yeah. It's convenience. But it's shitty convenience.
Yeah, it's convenience to push their agenda.
Okay, let's get off that one. But all the cutscenes.
The cutscenes were.
You don't feel like you're part of it. You're always like, well, where the fuck are my characters? Why am I not here?
Exactly.
Why
like,
is it?
Okay, with the whole Maya thing again, we're stuck on this one. One of the things that they did say is like, technically we weren't out of the vault when that happened. I'm like, okay, I can maybe get that. Fine. But that doesn't excuse the 15,000 other cutscenes that we were in, where literally we're sitting around with our thumb up our ass while bad shit's happening.
Yeah.
Especially the fucking last cutscene.
Yeah, which last cutscene?
The one where Lilith teleports herself away, calls Ava the commander, and...
Yeah, no,
Okay,
what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's like she didn't look at us, she didn't look at anybody but Ava,
Yeah.
and then disappeared. How, like, we didn't feel important.
No.
When Borderlands 2, when Jack shows up, who's he look at?
Us.
He looks at right at the screen.
Yeah.
He's looking into your fucking soul. Okay? That doesn't happen in these. We saw literal side cutscenes.
Yeah.
Even in spots where our character should have been,
Nothing.
we were fucking chopped liver.
Yeah.
Nothing. We weren't fighting, we weren't shooting, bad shit's going down, and our characters are really like, yeah, could you hurry this up? I need some loot I need to get to, like...
What?
And then the whole thing is like, it wasn't about us.
No.
And that kind of irks me.
Yeah, it's literally just
It was about Lilith
Lilith and Ava.
and Ava. It was not about us. It was about Lilith and Ava. And that hurts. Okay?
On the fact that Ava took precedence over like previous characters I was wanting to see a lot more of, like Brick, Mordecai, and Tiny Tina.
Man.
Yeah, we
How do
only
you
got,
have
like,
Brick,
2.
Morty, and Tina,
And they're barely in the game.
and they're barely in the game?
They get what,
Like they
2
only get
side
shown in
missions?
the ending cutscene for like a second.
Yeah.
They're hardly in it. They have a few side quests. They have one side area for them. That's their whole dedicated area.
Yeah,
And then
I
you
know.
have
I think like 2, 3 side quests.
2 side quests, like maybe 3 side quest chains.
Yeah.
They were relegated to just side shit.
Yeah.
Which, okay, in fairness, semi-fairness, when you get into series with lots of characters, you do have to balance their screen time.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
to relegate them to B-team couple stuff, oh, fuck, why don't we give command to Morty or Brick?
Brick. Yeah.
I don't know about Brick. Is he actually? I don't know much about.
I mean,
Ahem.
he was a bandit king,
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember?
so
The
he's
fucking,
got some kind of commanding ability,
Yeah.
but
Plus, you would have Mordecai there to help him anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mordecai could be like, hey man, maybe not that extreme, you know?
Because I will admit, he would probably be like, "We're gonna crash this ship right into that ship, and we're gonna take him out." And then Mordecai just be like, "Maybe let's not crash this ship."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
and then
hell,
Tina,
I'll take Tina.
full speed ahead! You know.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point.
So, okay, maybe I can get that, but anyone but Ava. God, like I said, you could have had Axton walk up and be like, I'll do it. And that would have been cool.
Yeah, because
No.
then it would have brought back Axton. Because it doesn't even show.
It just,
Did we even get echoes for Axton?
No.
not that I know of. But it's one of those things that goes to show that that's how the writing could have been so much better if it didn't treat our characters like errand boys and side characters,
Yeah,
despite being the main characters.
Yeah, we were basically just those generic Crimson Raider soldiers that you see walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, You know, it's a sad state of affairs when Destiny gives your character a little bit more gumph than that.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good. Oh god.
Because at least in Destiny,
we complain about that all the time.
Yeah, Destiny's story, they've had their moments where it's just like, oh, dude, come on, really? But even in that, you had Cade come up to be like, oh, my guardian, the guardian, he's the one who'll get shit. Come on, come here, you know.
Oh, like, it was like that in 2 too, because they would come up to you and be like, Volt Hunter, awesome job, you just saved the day.
Yeah, but you're always referred to, like, even though it's not just your character doing it, your character's always referred to as, this is the one that got shit done.
They're the one who's pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so even though you're the errand boy, you're fucking getting that tension.
Yeah.
In this
you're
one,
the hero.
We didn't get that.
No.
We didn't get that. Like, in the end of Borderlands 2, she was like, where to next, killer? You know, addressing you, making you remember, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, nope.
No, it's all about
This girl's on fire.
Yeah.
This girl is on. Ugh. I don't even want to try and sing it right. It's just like, it's like I told Crash and Tasha. That was the final nail in the coffin. That was the pinnacle. That was the capstone of the whole theory of this game is not about us. It's about Lilith. It's about
Ava.
I heard that, and I
to the
just
side.
If they had improved the story, this game would have been so fucking high on my list of good shit.
Oh, dude, if they would have improved the story, like, it would have probably been one of my favorite games of all freaking time.
Yeah.
The way it is now, I can only give it as like a mid B.
A solid B.
A solid B, to be honest.
Like, there's a lot of shit that's propping it up. The guns, the loot, the skills, the
If
main characters.
If it were for that, it'd be a C for me.
Easy.
Yeah, like...
The story fell
so
hard.
So much for me.
Especially when you have things like 2 in the pre-sequel to back it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those, like, I know a lot of people give the pre-sequel crap, but I thought it was good.
It was solid.
No, it was,
because, I mean, it followed this thing. Like, it was a whole different team doing it, but they knocked it out of the park.
And it gave you more information about the universe and characters that you wanted, like Wilhelm and
Athena
and everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It added more to the lore instead of detracting from it, like this story did.
Yeah.
Granted, we got more about the sirens.
Yeah,
but
that could have been
delivery could have been much better.
They didn't have to force what they forced. They should have never.
And I think that's part of the problem. No story should have to force anything, and it feels like that's what they did.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a force. They had such great foundations and pillars and everything.
And it's so confusing. It's so confusing because they have bomb-ass characters with great personality that I loved listening to, loved doing things for, and then they drop that bombshell of a main story, and it's like, what the hell happened here? And it just...
It's like the complete opposite of 2 because, well, I guess not complete opposite, but like in 2, the side quest stuff, like the side stuff was like, it was cool, it was awesome, like it was funny, it was great, but the main story, Jack is what you want to get back to because you wanted to get Jack.
Yeah. Like, it was so cathartic to fucking nail him in the face. Troy and Tyrene, it was just kind of like, well...
There was something that was just happening in the background.
They're finally dead now. Like, they did annoy me, but at the same time, they annoyed me because they were forced to annoy me.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, look, we killed Maya. Watch it again. Memes. And it was just like I want to be mad, but I'm annoyed.
And I think that's what
Jack
they were going
pissed
for.
me off.
Yeah.
He pissed me off. Like, I had blood boiling.
Oh, yeah, whenever Bloodwing died.
When Bloodwing died, I was fucking livid.
We had to literally put down the controllers and just fucking...
My brain felt like it was about to explode. Like, I was so, like, I was raging. If Jack was a real person, I would pummel him to fucking death.
Yeah. And
happily.
Even Roland, I feel like I took Bloodwing's death worse than Roland just because you played Mordecai and I played Brick.
Yeah.
But still, like,
imagine
Roland was there.
all those Roland mains who just watch Roland get fucking got.
Yeah.
And, like, you played Maya.
Yep.
But Roland had a graceful death.
Yeah,
Maya had a stupid death.
At least his, you couldn't really prevent, and it wasn't fucking lame.
Yeah.
Or forced.
Yeah. No, it made a point about Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was the point where you don't see, like, that entire, and that was the build-up, too. Like, that entire scene was the build-up, and he was like, stay away from me, Dada. And he was getting livid. and things are starting to piece together for you. You're like, oh my fucking god.
This guy is fucking nuts.
Bring back Anthony Birch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That dude fucking wrote a story, and he sold it.
Who even wrote this
How would
one?
he?
I don't know.
I don't even know how they would fix this. Like
You don't.
You don't. Point. It just
well,
is
I know
now.
you, but I'm like, if they were ever to make a 4, if they're probably gonna try. If they don't get a good story writer, it's gonna flop.
I want to see. It all depends what they do with the DLC from here.
Yeah.
If they can find a good way to end it, I say end it, because now we're at 4 games, and bring closure.
Yeah.
I love the Borderlands series.
Everything has to come to an end.
But all good things must come to an end, because if you drag shit on too long, shit's gonna get fucked.
And it's not like Assassin's Creed where you can just be like, I'm an assassin in Greece, or I'm an assassin in Egypt, where it can kind of work.
You have to have coherence throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna reach a point to, okay, how do you beat... And it's gonna get ridiculous, because Borderlands is ridiculous anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you beat this planet is a vault? And the moon is the key. Okay? The only way you go bigger than that is like, oh, by the way, the galaxy, so many guns, you know? Mm. And at that point, is anybody even surprised?
No.
Yeah, no. Nobody's surprised at that point. It's just like... No, I don't know how many people will actually get this reference, but basically genre novels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And...
You don't want to...
Like I said, depending how the DLC goes. And if the DLCs are just fun... Whatever, because the gameplay was fun as hell. I can't wait to jump into the jackpot casino
and play through that. I'm ready to play those, but I don't know. Ever since mine died, I have
it's
a hard
sour.
time.
Yeah,
it's fucking sour.
I agree. Like that is what really kind of killed it for me.
It's so hard for me to play the game because of that. But I loved.
Like,
I love the gameplay. I love the art. I love everything. But I know what happened. And I'm just like, this is such bullshit. It just kills me for this game. I know a lot of other people, it might not be as bad. For me, No,
there's a lot of people that were miffed about that.
No, like I said earlier, there was actually a video I saw on YouTube that was literally the Borderlands story was garbage, and it had a picture of Ava on the front.
Just... She had a lot of potential, but the way they handled her just was horrible. It wasn't great.
They haven't even touched there's what, 7 sirens in the universe?
There's 6.
6?
Supposedly, yeah. So, maybe 7.
Maya, Lilith, and what's her name? Tannis, thank you.
I'm not even going to try and think about those anymore.
I know, but they could. There was... Oh, and then Amara. So there's 4. There was 2! 2 they could have fucked with and left Maya alone! No!
Tyrene, and I know that general chick was one at one point, but she's dead.
She's been dead for a while.
That's the thing. I'm not going to try and keep track of that because it would be even shittier to introduce a character and then, well, I guess that's what they did with Typhon, isn't it?
Yep.
They introduced him and killed him off. But that was so much better the way they handled him because it wasn't like he went up against his daughter who happens to be a fucking siren.
Yeah.
Okay, this dude is not exactly sturdy.
No.
Not
apparently
anymore.
He was a badass back in the day, and he still is kind of a badass, but...
He's old. Tyrene's gone full psycho nuts.
Yeah.
And powered herself up to a horrible degree.
Yeah.
Okay, for him to die, and that's the thing. We had that whole build-up. We learned about him. We got to learn his personality and all that. Through all these little things he left behind. And then he dies. But I was not upset with his death. Because he was like, I'm sorry I couldn't do more for you.
Yeah. Like basically his arc. Like he had his arc and then it completed.
Yeah. And we learned about his arc in fairly good detail as we played through the game.
Yeah.
Versus Ava, shithead. Oh, by the way, now she's commander.
Yeah.
She learned. She's better now. She's good.
No.
It feels like a self-insert. Fucking, I hate Ava. Okay.
And again, the whole Typhon thing, Typhon logs are just like the Echoes. Whoever was writing the Echoes and the Typhon logs did an amazing job.
Yeah. Like I said, there was not an Echo 1 that I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, whoever was writing the side characters was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Do more of that. You guys fucking nailing it out of the park.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's stop boiling our blood here. Okay. Let's talk about some of the other stuff we got going on. The other planets. being able to travel to other planets. I loved Eden 6 and Athena's.
Yeah. And the Malawan planet was pretty cool too.
Yeah,
like a whole cyberpunk feel to it.
And Neon City, like shit was cool. Like being able to do all that, go to all these other places and see these cool ass settings and things that you wouldn't be able to see on Pandora because it's a shithole.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Walking from place to place, I love, and the maps
were huge.
Dude, the maps were, they were so big. I loved it.
There's so much to explore.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh, and honestly, we need to go back and because there was all those red things that we couldn't read at the beginning of the game. We need to go back and hear those. Like,
yeah, there's so much in those maps. And they're, oh my god.
There's like hours of exploration you can do.
Yeah, whenever I stepped out into that first area before we started recording or streaming or anything, I was like, all right, well, let's check out the map. And I was like, oh my fucking god. And they're huge.
And then some of them have like multiple levels.
Yeah.
They're not only wide, they're tall.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying like the gameplay, the game itself was phenomenal. Okay, there's so much to explore, so many nooks and crannies. The creatures, the bandits, they're all so diverse.
The vehicles.
Cool, the vehicles.
Yeah, the vehicles are fun.
The ability to customize your own vehicle and do different things with it and to find them all. Just another stuff, more things for you to find. Like, and all the little things that were hidden away, I loved it. Oh my goodness.
Literally, the only thing wrong with this game was the main storyline.
Was the main story. If they could have adjusted and fixed that and made it less frustrating.
Yes.
Less forced.
Felt less like a fan fiction. I would have been fucking-static.
Like I said, it probably would have been one of my favorite games of all time.
Absolutely. But the story just drags it so bad. And I hate that we've addressed and talked about that for so long.
But it's a sore spot. It is.
It is a very sore spot. And it hurts because 2 was so good.
Such a good game.
And, and I hate to end on a bad note, but we are running short on time. And so did the game. So did the game. You're not necessarily wrong. But I think that's going to be it for today. Surprisingly enough, we covered everything.
Yeah.
We could have gone for so long. We could have gotten into much detail.
I could talk all the bad shit about Ava for probably like an entire. I could make an entire series called Ava Sucks. This is why.
Yeah, I feel you there, man. But we touched on a lot of good things and a lot of majority stuff.
So there is a lot of really good.
Yeah.
And okay, I hated the fucking song, but I loved the little end credit pictures.
Oh no,
of course those are going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are phenomenal.
I wanted to not end on a bad note. I loved those. Those are so cute because you saw,
all the ones the characters are doing.
Proposed to, and what everybody was doing afterwards.
And Zero being cute with the British girl.
Yes. Oh god, that's what we did talk about. Zero love interest, and how.
That's because it's not really that important.
It's cute though.
I mean, it's kind of cute, but
I think it's cute.
at the same time, like it's there. It's a throwaway line. And there's so much more bigger stuff that I wanted to talk about. I love Zero to death. He was my main character in 2, but what am I going to say? He likes somebody. Okay, next bullet point. Like, that's about the gist of it. He's allowed to love too, okay? Just because he's a fucking assassin alien doesn't mean he doesn't have a heart. He is a poet.
He's got multiple in jars.
Probably. I would not doubt that for a second.
Yeah, but he messed up on haiku when he tried to talk to her. Okay. So that was funny.
You are so hung up on this, and I find it so entertaining.
You gotta remember, she reads romance comics all the time.
Romance.
I also read those romance comics.
Romance.
Yeah, it's not just romance.
Unquote.
It's
Snoop.
Yeah, I read the romance one. She goes farther.
I have seen her history, guys. Okay, I thought I looked at porn. I was wrong. She outdoes each and every one of you. Maybe. But thank you guys for you know what we should end this one on?
What?
Okay, I proposed a name. I don't know what you guys think of it. And I thought it was interesting. It fucking applies for this episode, no shit. But the Waylay Tirade. Because that's what we did.
I thought it said Waylay Tirade.
No, Waylay Tirade.
Oh, no, yeah, no, that works
Because
too.
we went on a fucking tirade today. That is no shit. So, what do we just want to call this, like a Waylay blog? Do we want to go with Waylay Tirade? What do we want to do?
That sounds good, actually.
I do like.
Because then that gives us incentive to go on tirades. And I love going on tirades.
All right, so that was going to be the end of our first episode of Waylay Tirade. I love wordplay. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. We are the Waylay Brigade, and
Catch you guys next time.
see you in the next episode, guys.
Bye, guys.
Death to Ava!